Thank you so very much, everybody, for coming along to Rakugo New Zealand channel. And this is the very first time for me to run a live session. And my name is Kanariya Eishi, and I'm your host. And welcome to Rakugo New Zealand channel. And you might be wondering where the heck I am right now. I am actually back home in Japan, in my hometown, but I'm staying at Airbnb. So this is actually Airbnb. It's a really lovely house. So perhaps I'm gonna have a little bit of tour of this accommodation sometime, but I'm gonna save it for another time. But I'm just staying at the Airbnb so that my parents don't have to host us. It might be a bit harder for them to cook and do like whatever washing or something. So just staying away from them. First half of stay, first month I'm going to be staying at the Airbnb, and the other half I'm going to stay with my parents. So that's what's happening, everybody. And this is actually the first time ever to sort of post anything on this channel, and sort of half neglected. I admit that. Yes. But thank you. If you're still sticking around with this man, you are legend. You're legend. Yes, I love you. So thank you. Thank you so much. And today I'm going to be talking about Kamishimo. Kamishimo. I don't know if you know that concept, but if you are watching this channel, you must be interested in Rakugo or Japanese culture or Japanese theater. But this concept, Kamishimo, is probably the most important concept to understand Rakugo, to enjoy, like really enjoy, like not just, yeah, oh, that's cool. But, like, oh, that's amazing. That kind of enjoyment. To understand that, you need to know this concept. And if you are performing Rakugo, and you have to know. If you don't understand this, and then you say like, oh yeah, I perform Rakugo. No, you don't. No, you don't. You have to know this. So, well, nobody is here in this channel at this stage, understandably, because this is basically neglected channel. So I'm going to wait for a little more before I actually go into the subject. But if you're actually watching this, please comment, so that this doesn't feel like an echoing chamber. And anyway, I'm gonna part some valuable information today. So yes, comment if you're watching, or thumb up. If you still haven't followed my channel, please follow it so that you don't miss the next live broadcast. So I'm gonna be doing more of that while I'm staying in Japan. It's like I got lots of time. Lots of time in my hand. So yeah, I'm kind of bored. But anyway, let's get on with it. So please comment. And if you got questions about the subject or anything else like Japanese culture, language, or Rakugo in general, or Japanese theater in general, I might not be able to answer. But if I know the answer, I can probably answer your questions. So that's how it rolls. Now, Kamishimo. If you know Japanese language, then kami means up or above, and shimo means down or below. I'm not pointing at somewhere like down there. That's not what I'm doing, but the up and down, basically. So in the theater context, such as in Rakugo, kami means upper side, and shimo means lower side. So that's what kamishimo literally means. But you have to understand which side is which. So if you have watched other forms of Japanese theater, such as no, hyogen, kabuki. I want you to think about how the stage was structured. Entrance, what we call hanamichi in kabuki. And most theaters, it's changing, but traditionally, entrance is located on the right hand side, stage right. So stage right in Western theater is performer's right. So that's where, so this side is where the people come in from. So that's this side, stage right. So if you look at those theater stages, people actually come in from that side. So that side, entrance side, is called shimote. Okay. So the other side, stage left, is upper side, kamite. Mm. So when you're performing rakugo, because this side is shimote, so inside the house is always located to kamite. So you might have seen like a knocking on the door scene in the rakugo. So we always look to stage left, which is upper side. So you look at kamite to knock on the door, because the people are always on stage left. Okay, so that's the direction you look at. So you knock, knock, knock. And by the way, you use the bottom of a fan to make sound effect, knock, knock, knock. And then so basically knock this way. Okay, always that way. You never knock on the door the other way. Okay, so always this side. All right, so knock, knock, knock that way. Mm. And the people inside the house would be looking outside, which is entrance. Remember, people come in from this side. So open the door this way. Okay, so open the door that way. Okay, oh, hello. Okay, so knock, knock this way, and then open the door. Okay, oh, hello, how are you? Okay, so that's the direction. So first rule is this side is outside. All right, stage right is outside, and the stage left is inside. So that's the most important rule. But okay, here is another concept. Okay, so in Japanese culture, most important people, I want you to kind of think about it. If you have been to Japanese party, like not just friends, but preferably some kind of work parties or something like that, where like important people, like not like a lovely creature like Eishi here, but sort of important people like company presidents or something like that, or like a teachers or something. Now, where do they sit? Hmm. Where are the most important seats in the, for example, like a meeting room or something? Now, most important seats are located farthest away from the entrance. The reason being, so in the olden days, people like, for example, assassins or something try to kill the most important person, say samurai lord or something like that. Then you would go in from that side, right? Try to come in inside the house. And then sort of, people in a lower social status would be near the entrance so that they can be the shield for the feudal lords. Samurai lords is going to be at the back, inside, farthest away from the entrance. So that's the most important seats in Japanese context. So usually, dons, like company presidents would be kind of sitting here and oh yes, I'll welcome. This is where I sit because I'm big boss. Like, oh, welcome to my living room. So that's how it would work. right? But people in a lower social status would be closer to the interest. Oh, thank you so much for coming. Welcome, welcome to this meeting, and I'm really happy to have you here, or something like that. I don't know. So, yep. So important people and not so important people towards the entrance. Therefore, when you perform Rakugo, so remember the first rule was this side. Okay, stage right is Shimo, right? So that's where people are coming in from. So that side is really important. Like people, you got to remember this concept because people coming in from that way. So that's outside and come in. So that side, important people would be on that side. Okay, so that's the thing. Yeah. This side, important people side, and this side, not so important people side. Okay, so that means important people would be looking, so looking towards that way. So basically, important people or someone in higher social status would be facing that way, and someone in lower, sort of lower social status would be facing that way. Okay, so two important rules. I'll just summarize what I have just covered. So stage right, entrance, outside, okay, and stage left is inside, so inside the house, okay. So you always knock on the door facing your left, and then important people would be inside the house this side. Therefore, they look at this way. And people in lower status, lower social status would be facing this way because they would be near the entrance. Therefore, they will be facing that way. So that's how we distinguish which way to look at in Rakugo. Does that make sense? So maybe you're not familiar with the Rakugo. So Rakugo is always performed by one person. So when I look at this way, that's one character. And when I look at the other way, that's another character. So we have to distinguish character. And we have to act out all the characters alone. So that's the reason why we had to sort of create rules as to which to look at. It's not random. Some people think it's just random, like randomly looking at whichever. As long as you are looking one side and the other side to distinguish two people, then that's fine. But that's not the case. So you have to know the rules so you understand which way to look at. So it's not random. So you have to know that rule I just told you about. There are two rules. Okay, so that's something you need to remember. And in terms of sort of which way to look at, this is called kamishimo kiru, or that's the movement of the head, like which way to look at. And so if you can sort of extend your hands like that, just straight out, and then look at the tip of your right middle finger. And now look at the tip of your left finger. Okay, so this range is that sort of head movement range. So that's the default. So we don't have to swing like this. And what happens in Rakugo journey when you're just starting out? People tend to sort of swing here like that, and that's one character, and that's another character kind of thing. But ideally, I tend to swing my head a lot, and that is just my personality. I just can't sit still, so I just like to move, and I'm quite an expressive person. And as you can tell from my broadcast right now, I just move a lot. And he use a hand and but I get told off by my master, like, don't move your hands. So ideally, okay, So you ideally you shouldn't really use like hand movement like this. Okay, minimalism because is really important. And most things about Japanese culture, it's usually pretty minimalistic. So you gotta sort of look at one way. This is one character. This is another character. You just kind of have to do this. You know? Hey, 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 how's it going? How's it going? Huh? What? Are you listening to me? Listen to me. Eh? Oh, look at me. Look at. Do I have to look at you? No, you know. Okay, I didn't know you were talking to me. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I was talking to you. Eh? Look at me. Look at me. Eh? Do you remember 3 years ago, like December? Huh? I paid off all your debt. Where's the money? Why do you have to bring that up right now? Something like that. Okay, so that's sort of minimal. And there are times you go sort of over this range I told you about. You might go sort of, you know, go farther. And you might be talking to two people. Okay, so if there are three people, and then you are sort of in a lower social status as well, then you kind of go this way. That's one person and another person. You see, one, two. So does that make sense? Because that's one person. So first person is here, like this range, and the second person would be a bit farther in. So that kind of sort of spatial awareness for you, and from a performance perspective, you have to know what is going on in your head. Clearly know where everybody is in relation to the entrance and inside the house. And if you're talking to someone, for example, someone knocks on the door, knock, knock, and then open the door. And if someone is actually standing right there, then you would be talking like this: "Hello, how are you?" You know. But if someone is standing outside far away, just knocked on the door and just kind of ran away, like really shy to come in, then knock, knock, and then open the door, and then, oh, where is it? Oh, oh, you're there. Hey, come here, come here. Huh? You're a bit shy. That's okay. Come inside. Come inside. No, no. Oh, come inside. Come inside the house. Hmm? Yeah. Can you see that? Sort of looking far away. And so eyeline actually creates the illusion of where the other person is. So this is the reason why you have to know kami shimo, and also that sort of spatial awareness where everybody's standing. So so today I have covered all these things. I just summarize again. So most important concept in Rakugo is basically to understand where everything is. And when we swing our head, it's not just random. You have to know exactly what's going on. So this side, stage right, performance right is outside. And left hand side is inside. Okay, so and inside the house, or father inside the house is the most important people. Therefore, important people would be looking down towards the entrance. Therefore, they would look at this way. And people who are in a lower social status would be on entrance side. Therefore, they would look at the other way. Okay, so that's sort of complicated, but you really need to understand in order to enjoy Rakugo, and also to perform Rakugo with understanding of this, so that you can describe it, perform any story. So yeah, that's all today. And I was gonna do about 20 minutes of this live, and this was a test. So would it be good if you can leave chat or message And I don't know how long I'm going to leave this here because this is the very first live. And there are a few people I noticed who came here but didn't leave message or didn't stay. So maybe 3 people or something came here. But thank you so much for coming. And hopefully I'm going to do more live like this. So please leave comments. And also there's a sort of chat, general chat. You can just leave notes so that, if you're interested in a particular concepts about Rakugo or Japanese culture or Japanese language, please leave a comment so that I know what to talk about next time. And as I mentioned, I'll be based here in Japan for a while, so I can probably introduce some of the cool places here. And so, yeah, stay tuned. And thank you so much, everybody. And have a fantastic day. So, see you next time. というわけで。Oh, still on. Okay, see you later.